Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late July, moving into early August 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you beautiful people out there. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Leo collective in Leo season, might I add. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Leos in their season? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Leo. Gonna have ourselves some fun today, my friends. And yeah, while we get this card out, I want to wish you all a very happy birthday from me to you. It is Leo season. So I hope you're all treating yourself nicely and enjoying your birthday, whether it's already happened, whether it's still coming up. I hope you have a great one. And we have our first card out. All right, cool. This is an energy that usually vibes pretty well with Leo energy. And this, it always reminds me of the Fool card, which to me is optimistic. Now, yeah, it could have a little urge driven tendencies. It isn't necessarily a bad thing. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this feminine figure here who has the little jester mask on. And it's kind of hard to see, but looking at her feet, she has several different renditions of the Fool card at her feet. So I think of those Fool card archetypes, which to me represents Aries energy. Some people also link it to Aquarius because of the elemental mixture. Those are both signs that vibe super well with Leo. Now, the Fool is the protagonist of the tarot deck. Even though this is an oracle, the same archetypes are at play. So it's happy, it's lighthearted, it's seeing the silver lining. I always think it's one of my winter victory cards. It's great for new doors opening, turning over a new leaf. And it's just having a good time, right? It's lighthearted, it's cracking jokes. So that could be great, especially if this energy is coming your way or you are turning over a new leaf in your birthday season. That's beautiful stuff. The only downside with the Fool card is that sometimes it can act before it thinks through, right? As I mentioned, there's a little bit of an impulse driven type of energy here where it's like, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to take a gamble. I'm going to do this and I'll think about it later. I'll worry about it another time. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with some calculated risk as well. But whenever I see the Fool card, it's like, okay, well, just don't push it too far. Like don't take too big of a risk because this energy could get a little wild, right? But we're going to take it for its good side. We're going to let the Fool be over there. And again, it could be someone else, right? But let's see what tarot has. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Leos in their birthday season. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled The Surprising Shift. Now, again, life is all about change, metamorphosis. Things are always changing and shifting. But last week's, it did feel like a bit of a 180. So whether it was how you feel about something, how someone's acting in general, it could have been anything where there's like, oh, there's a big shift in this vibe, a big shift in this energy. And again, change isn't always a bad thing. That could actually be very good for some of you. And that could bleed over for a couple weeks. So watch out for a lot of things switching up. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for the lovely Leos. What do we have in their birthday season, please? Let's get the, there we go. Thank you. Cool. Yeah, conversational, very chatty for some reason. Okay. So card number 1, we got our good pal here, the Page of Cups. I believe he also showed up in the Aries reading. That's something that always happens. There's always similarities in the Leo and Aries reading for some reason, at least when I do them. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. That was another thing in the Aries reading. Okay. Yeah, it feels very chit-chatty. A lot of other people's energy. Oh, yeah, I mean, here we go. Tons of people for some reason. So if you are out there trying to socialize, make friends, talk with this person, talk with that one, this is beautiful energy. If you are in your own bubble and you're not feeling like being too social, watch your energy in this time because it's like people, people, people everywhere. I'm already picking that up. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know me, I always like to look at the elements. I feel like that frames the reading. It gives us a good foundation. Pretty good mixture. I mean, these aren't the most compatible energies with Leo, but I think it's good nonetheless, right? We have a lot of earth and a little bit of water. Now, I always say when we mix earth and water, to me, that represents blessings and abundance, just like when you water a plant or a garden, right? Now, when it comes to earth, that's more about results. It's about routine. I think of day to day life, your regularly scheduled program, right? So every day at this time, I do this. It's your schedule. I think of stability and security, predictability, which could be a nice thing. So it's funny that we had the Fool energy as the first card. Now we have this very, very predictable type of vibe. It could be money, work, business, finance, very entrepreneurial. So for some of you, you might be in pentacle mode when we have all this earth. That's a good thing. What might be the downside? The energy can also be very set in stone. Like it's an energy that could be stuck or feel like it's stuck or just feel heavy. So watch out for anything like that. Here on the front, we have the water, right? Cool. That's the emotional realm. That's matters of the heart. Things, people, situations that we're emotionally invested in and that we actually care about. So water could be great. It's creative. It's expressive. It's great for any sort of artistic endeavor, right? Whether it's painting or acting or music, whatever it is. It's like I express myself and there's good energy about. Big when it comes to partnerships. The only downside with the water is that it ebbs and flows just like the tide. So if it's someone's emotional state, it's up and then it's down. And emotions are like water, right? They're always changing. Um, it could also overwhelm. So we're going to have to see how this all plays out. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start with the Page of Cups. I like it. And again, as you can see, we got people everywhere. So again, just apply this however it hits for you. But pages to me, especially the Page of Cups, could represent a water sign. They could represent younger individuals as well. I always say pages are communicators and students, especially this Page of Cups, where it's like, hey, there's something I want to say to you. There's something I need to get off my chest. This one is more of like a heart to heart. You ever have a conversation where you feel like you're 10 pounds lighter afterwards? That's big Page of Cups vibes right there. So I like it. There could be something really nice attached to it. Pages are similar to aces where it could be doors opening as well. Remember, it's very fresh, very new, very similar to the Fool card. So we like the page, especially this one. Now, downside, this energy could second guess itself, right? Like pages have great energetic potential, but it's not set in stone like this King of Pentacles over there. So we need to keep an eye on this page, like because sometimes the energy could be a little shy, a little bashful, second guess itself, and it could flake sometimes. So we want to look at it. Now, moving to the middle, we're not slowing down when it comes to the people, my friends. As we get this Page of Cups right back where he belongs, we have the Three of Pentacles. Now, you see, it's a group of people. This is a strong card when it comes to career, work, business, people that we work with. This is a huge card of teamwork. It's also very creative and artisanal. So, again, what I was saying about the water bleeds into this as well. It's like I'm very creative. I'm thinking outside the box. I have so many great ideas. I just want to put them into motion. That's kind of what this card means to me. Now, it could just represent groups. That's the thing with all threes in tarot. It doesn't represent just one person, doesn't even just represent two. It could represent three or more. We're talking communities, we're talking groups, we're talking families. So you see what I mean? There's a ton of people. So what might be the downside of the Three of Pentacles? Sometimes it's a card where there's too many chefs in the kitchen, or there could be certain people making things more complex than they need to be, or somebody like button their nose in. Watch out for gossip because I've been saying that since the beginning. This all feels very chatty to me already. And we're only at the top cards. We didn't even clarify yet. But watch out for funky group drama and dynamics. Now, moving here to the back end, we have the King of Pentacles. Love them. Earth sign energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Kings in tarot represent control of their suit. So we just spoke about this. It's routine, it's the money, it's the career, it's the stability, the predictability, and the results. So when I get the King of Pentacles, I think like, oh yeah, I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. There's a certain energy that is set in stone, similar to what we have here. It's very dependable. It can represent blessings and abundance and wins and victories. So this could be a really great card. What might be the downside? The King of Pentacles could sometimes be an energy that does make you feel trapped or cornered or, stuck, so to speak. The heaviness that I was speaking about with the suit itself. So I want to dive deeper on all this, Leo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yes, this is where I go into it with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that page, see what the page has. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Leo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is that page of cups in the mix? Why is that page here? Oh, okay. Tower. This is absolutely a conversation talk that's completely out of the blue. Like, are we really having this conversation? It feels like a shocking talk or conversation. I will say this for some of you, if you have Scorpio placements, if you're connected to Scorpio, Tower doesn't always have to be a bad thing. I always say it whenever it comes out, right? It's just an energy that's out of the blue, right? It's shocking. But not every shock's a bad shock, right? So maybe for some of you, this is a nice birthday surprise, hopefully. But with the page, remember the messenger, the talker. With this tower coming in, it's like, wow, didn't think I'd ever hear from that person again. Or wow, are we really having this conversation? There's like a shocking talk or message that's in play. Now, the downside with the tower, yes, could it represent the endings? Sure. Could it be a close of a chapter? Yeah. But that's not the main vibe I'm feeling here. The main thing I'm feeling with this page and this tower is like, are we really talking about this right now? Yeah, there's just something about like it feeling surreal. So watch out for any conversations where it's like, okay, all right, if you want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. Super interesting. So whether it's like shocking topic wise or shocking the person you're having the conversation with, I mean, again, it feels very, very chatty, very, very talky. So I really want to see how it all plays out because again, I would steer clear of like anyone gossiping and stuff like that. Because the tower, it's like, boom, I'm dropping this information in your lap. Here you go, Leo. Here's all this information. Now we need to see where it unfolds from here. That's the vibe I'm picking up. It's different though if you're connected to Scorpio. I will say that. But we're just going to put this tower down right there. So yeah, watch out for the surprising, shocking talks, messages. That's very much in play, especially with all the people. Watch out for anyone trying to get a rise out of you too. That's like another thing for a very small portion of you, where someone's like trying to see how you'd react. If I tell Leo this, what are they going to do? If I tell Leo that, how are they going to react to this? So there's something here about gauging a reaction too. I mean, unless you're doing that to somebody. We're going to keep going. Let's see what the Three of Pentacles has. Let's see what that has. Yeah, this is like dropping info bombs, knowledge bombs. Why is that Three of Pentacles in the mix? Just watch who you tell things to in this time. Seriously. I mean, we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse underneath it, where it's like, all right, well, if you tell that one person, then everyone's going to know. Or like if you share this information with that person, just know that it's going to circulate. So there is this warning we have about gossipy energy or someone doing a lot of talking. It's just here this week, which again, nothing wrong with sharing information, no judgment here, right? Like a lot of times when it comes to people we're close with or people we care about, we want to know what they're up to. We want to know what's happening. But it's the purpose behind the talking that I think you should be analyzing here. Uh, Watch out for people giving you information to see if you'll spread it too. It's really interesting this week. Now, the Two of Pentacles is usually balanced. It's harmonious. It's chill. It's not doing a damn thing. But when it's in reverse, it's a little chaotic. It's a little hectic. It's a little all over the place, juggling this energy, that energy, this energy. So when I see it under a card like this, again, watch who you give information to. There's a big warning about gossip and conversation this week. I can say this, it might, like for a small portion of you, like with the Three of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles in reverse, if you're not having issues with work or coworkers, this could be trying to recruit somebody to help me with something too. So that's a really unique one where it's like, okay, I need someone to help with this, or oop, I need more hands on deck. So it's like somebody recruiting people to their side or recruiting people to help. So if that's just regular energy, cool. But if that ties in with the gossipy energy, that's something that should be a little cautious about because it's like I'm trying to convince this person, or I'm trying to get people on my side. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I mean, I know most of my viewers don't have time for stuff like that, right? Let's keep going with that King of Pentacles. Let's see what's going on. Thank you. Queen of Swords. Yeah, there's this people, people, people everywhere. Now, again, everyone knows that Leo energy has a certain magnetism to it. And then, especially in your birthday season, it makes sense, right? You can't control what certain people say. You can't control what certain people tell you and how certain people act. But it's just so many, many people. So if you've been wanting to be social, beautiful energy for you, really. But if you're looking for solitude, this is spirit saying like, hey, protect your energy, watch your energy in this time. Now the Queen of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So it's like we have every element out here except your own, which I find unique. Queen of Swords is straightforward to the point, honest, and no BS. With the King of Pentacles, Queen of Swords combo, this is someone I would seek out for advice. Again, whether it's like someone you really trust, a family member, a professional, there could be a certain situation where spirit's like, all right, well, if you trust that person, ask them what they think about it, right? Because the Queen of Swords doesn't mince words. She says it like it is. She's honest and straightforward. And sometimes she could be a little harsh, right? But I don't think it's like malicious, the energy I'm picking up here. It doesn't feel funky like the energy here in the center. This is like a straight shooter. When I get the King of Pentacles with the Queen of Swords, it's like, nope, I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not filtering or hiding a damn thing. So, again, there's a lot of interpersonal stuff this week, Leo. So, hopefully, it's mostly people just reaching out to wish you a happy birthday. That's what I'm hoping it is. But I would absolutely watch for certain individuals, gossip, who you talk to. Be very choosy about who you share information with in this time. That's like another thing. This could be a bit of a serious talk on the back end. But let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadows. So, people everywhere. This was supposed to be a Leo reading, and we got all these different people showing up. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we got the Page of Cups, Tower in the upright. If you're connected to a Scorpio, cool. Energy showing up in a big way. If you have Scorpio placements, I would say the same. But this is like a shocking talk where whether it's like, are we really talking about this? Or I wasn't expecting to have a conversation with you, talk or message type of thing. There's also this gauging of a reaction that I was picking up. Like, all right, how are they going to react when I tell them this? What are they going to do when I give them this information? So it's like someone dropping nuggets too to gauge a reaction. Moving to the middle, we have the Three of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles in reverse. There could be a very specific person where, like, if you open up to them, many other people start to know it. It feels like spreading of information. That's how this feels to me in the center. So watch out for that. Like a lot of people talking about something. This could be recruiting people to one side. So that's again that gets a little funky sometimes. Where it's I'm trying to convince this person to take my side. I'm going to convince this person to take my side. Just watch out for all that. Moving to the back end, we do have the King of Pentacles, Queen of Swords in the upright. This could be someone that you may trust. Where it's like, I need advice. So again, whether it's someone seeking you out, maybe you're seeking somebody else out, that could very much be the case. This is more of like a serious to the point type of talk where it's like, hey, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm just going to tell you what it is. But there's just so much chit chat this week, Leo. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel and have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get your shadow card out here. We're going to get another person. Place your bets. Okay. Not quite. All right, so that's okay. That's a little bit of a different type of energy here. So we have the Two of Wands. Now, when it does come to the twos, it can represent partnerships, connections, choices, being at a crossroads. But the thing with the Two of Wands that is a little bit different from the other ones, this one ties in heavily to structure, strategy, and planning. So for some Leos, this could be an advice from Spirit about, all right, well, have a structure, have a plan set in place with whatever it is that you're dealing with, where it's like, I have a loose outline about how I'm going to handle this one thing. That would be good for advice. But the downside of the Two of Wands is it could be very uh, inconclusive, right? It's an energy where it's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know which way to go. I don't know how I should handle this. This feels a little bit sticky. So watch out for feelings like that, like you're kind of just floating, or someone might be feeling that. Uh, roughest case scenario, the Two of Wands could represent someone you're connected to that's in the planning phase of something. We're not going to say it's a bad thing, but there's always a lot of planning or lack thereof with the Two of Wands. So we're just going to leave it at that, Leo. That's what I got for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The July calendar is up and spots go quick, so you might want to check that out. But for the July subscriber surprise, doing another winner's choice, I will choose 3 lucky winners to either choose a copy of the Gilded Tarot Royale, which is one of my favorite decks of all time. It's a must have, or a handmade pendant from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards that showed up in today's reading, which one spoke to you the most or jumped out to you the most or resonated with you. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my posts tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.